Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends and family, thank you for being here today. I want to talk to you about something that has carried me through every trial, every setback, and every victory in my life. Something that has been the anchor when everything around me was swirling. Something that has given me the strength to keep going when I felt like quitting. The power of faith. Now, when I say faith, I know some of you might be thinking about religion. Maybe you're thinking about the idea of faith in God. And yes, I'm talking about that kind of faith. But I'm also talking about something deeper. I'm talking about faith in you, faith in the person sitting right here, right now, faith in your abilities, your dreams, your purpose, faith that no matter the obstacles, the challenges, the failures that come your way, you will rise. You will keep moving forward. You will succeed. You see, faith isn't just a word we throw around when things are going right. It's easy to have faith when everything's flowing, when everything's easy, when the sun is shining. But what about when the storm hits? What about when you're knocked down, when the road gets rough, when it feels like everything you've worked for is slipping through your fingers? That's when faith matters most. Faith is not just the feeling you get when things are good. It's the thing that helps you stand tall when life tries to knock you down. And believe me, life will try to knock you down. I've been there, faced rejection after rejection. I've had doors slammed in my face. I've had moments where I looked at my dreams and thought, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I'm not strong enough. I've had those days when I doubted everything about myself, but it was in those moments of doubt and those dark, hard times that faith stepped in. Today, I want to take you through the power of faith and how it can change everything in your life. Over the next few minutes, we're going to talk about 5 key elements of faith that can help you rise no matter what you're facing. First, we'll dive into how faith helps you overcome obstacles, even when they seem insurmountable. You see, when life challenges you, that's when faith becomes your greatest ally. Faith gives you the strength to keep moving forward, even when the road is tough. And I'm going to share some personal stories to show you just how powerful this is. Next, we'll explore faith in yourself. It's easy to believe in your dreams, but believing in yourself, that can be the toughest part. Faith in yourself is what pushes you forward, even when you feel like you're not enough. It's that deep, unwavering belief that no matter what anyone else says, you can do it. You can make it. I'm going to tell you why this is so critical to your success. Then we'll move on to faith in the process. Too often we get discouraged because we don't see immediate results. We want things to happen quickly, but real lasting success doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, and faith in that process is what keeps you going when the outcome isn't clear. I'll show you how trusting the journey can make all the difference. After that, we'll talk about faith in timing. Sometimes we think we know when things should happen, but the universe, God, or life has its own timing. Trusting in that timing, especially when things aren't going as planned, is an essential part of having faith. I've learned the hard way that there is a bigger plan, and faith helps you see it, even when it's hard to understand. And finally, we'll look at how faith in others, in your support system, your team, your community, can propel you to new heights. We are not meant to walk this journey alone. Faith in others is about trust, belief, and the power of collective strength. You'll hear how this has shaped my life and why it's a game changer. So today, as we dive into these topics, I want you to reflect on where you are in your own life. Think about the challenges you've faced, the doubts you've encountered, and the dreams that might still seem out of reach. And know that with faith, whether it's faith in yourself, the process, or the timing, there's nothing you can't overcome. Together, we'll explore how faith can help you rise above it all. So let's begin this journey one step at a time. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends and family, thank you for being here today. I want to talk to you about something that has carried me through every trial, every setback, and every victory in my life. Something that has been the anchor when everything around me was swirling. Something that has given me the strength to keep going when I felt like quitting. The power of faith. Now, when I say faith, I know some of you might be thinking about religion. Maybe you're thinking about the idea of faith in God. And yes, I'm talking about that kind of faith. But I'm also talking about something deeper. I'm talking about faith in you, faith in the person sitting right here, right now, faith in your abilities, your dreams, your purpose, Faith that no matter the obstacles, the challenges, the failures that come your way, you will rise. You will keep moving forward. You will succeed. You see, faith isn't just a word we throw around when things are going right. It's easy to have faith when everything's flowing, when everything's easy, when the sun is shining. But what about when the storm hits? What about when you're knocked down, when the road gets rough, when it feels like everything you've worked for is slipping through your fingers? That's when faith matters most. Faith is not just the feeling you get when things are good. It's the thing that helps you stand tall when life tries to knock you down. And believe me, life will try to knock you down. I've been there. I've faced rejection after rejection. I've had doors slammed in my face. I've had moments where I looked at my dreams and thought, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I'm not strong enough. I've had those days when I doubted everything about myself, but it was in those moments of doubt and those dark, hard times that faith stepped in. Today, I want to take you through the power of faith and how it can change everything in your life. Over the next few minutes, we're going to talk about 5 key elements of faith that can help you rise no matter what you're facing. First, we'll dive into how faith helps you overcome obstacles, even when they seem insurmountable. You see, when life challenges you, that's when faith becomes your greatest ally. Faith gives you the strength to keep moving forward even when the road is tough, and I'm going to share some personal stories to show you just how powerful this is. Next, we'll explore faith in yourself. It's easy to believe in your dreams, but believing in yourself, that can be the toughest part. Faith in yourself is what pushes you forward, even when you feel like you're not enough. It's that deep, unwavering belief that no matter what anyone else says, you can do it. You can make it. I'm going to tell you why this is so critical to your success. Then we'll move on to faith in the process. Too often we get discouraged because we don't see immediate results. We want things to happen quickly, but real lasting success doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, and faith in that process is what keeps you going when the outcome isn't clear. I'll show you how trusting the journey can make all the difference. After that, we'll talk about faith and timing. Sometimes we think we know when things should happen, but the universe, God, or life has its own timing. Trusting in that timing, especially when things aren't going as planned, is an essential part of having faith. I've learned the hard way that there is a bigger plan, and faith helps you see it, even when it's hard to understand. And finally, we'll look at how faith in others, in your support system, your team, your community, can propel you to new heights. We are not meant to walk this journey alone. Faith in others is about trust, belief, and the power of collective strength. You'll hear how this has shaped my life and why it's a game changer. So today, as we dive into these topics, I want you to reflect on where you are in your own life. Think about the challenges you've faced, the doubts you've encountered, and the dreams that might still seem out of reach. And know that with faith, whether it's faith in yourself, the process, or the timing, there's nothing you can't overcome. Together, we'll explore how faith can help you rise above it all. So let's begin this journey one step at a time. Let's talk about something that is absolutely vital to your journey. Faith in yourself. You can have faith in a higher power. You can have faith in the process. You can have faith in the people around you. But if you don't believe in yourself, none of it matters. Faith in yourself is the foundation upon which all other faith is built. It's easy to talk about faith when you feel confident, when everything is going well, when you're on top of the world. But let me tell you, it's much harder to believe in yourself when the world is telling you no. It's harder when you're standing at the edge of a cliff, looking out at the vast unknown, and all you hear are the voices of doubt creeping in. I've been there. I've stood in front of that mirror and asked myself, am I really cut out for this? Am I really enough? Is this dream even possible for someone like me? There were days when I felt like I didn't belong, when I was told I wasn't the right type, when I faced rejection after rejection, when I felt like the odds were stacked against me and my dream felt just out of reach. It was in those moments of doubt that I had to remind myself of something crucial. I had to believe in myself, even when no one else did. And here's the thing, if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will either. The world will see what you show it. If you walk around with your head down, doubting your potential, that's exactly how the world will treat you, as if you're not worthy of success. But when you believe in yourself, when you know deep down that you are capable, the world can't help but see that confidence. People will take notice. They will respect your belief in yourself. They will see that you are someone who knows your worth and is willing to do the work to back it up. Faith in yourself is not arrogance. It's not about thinking you're better than anyone else. It's about recognizing your own unique value and understanding that you have something special to offer the world. It's about knowing that no matter what obstacles you face, you have the strength and the resilience to overcome them. This is something I want to emphasize because too often we are conditioned to question our worth. We are conditioned to believe that we need to fit into a certain mold or meet a certain standard in order to be successful. But the truth is, you are already enough. You are enough just as you are. Your journey, your unique perspective, and your story are enough to bring value to the world. You don't need to be anyone else but yourself. I want to share with you a lesson I learned early on in my career. When I was starting out in acting, I was constantly told that I wasn't the right type. I wasn't tall enough. I wasn't handsome enough. I didn't have the right look. I was made to feel like I didn't fit the typical image of an actor. But here's the thing. I didn't need to fit anyone's mold. I needed to be me. I needed to trust that what I brought to the table, my voice, my authenticity, my passion, was enough, and that's what made the difference. Now, I know it's easy to look at other people and think they have something that you don't. Maybe they have more talent, more connections, more opportunities. But here's the secret. No one has your story. No one has your perspective. No one has your journey. And that is exactly what the world needs. Faith in yourself is about trusting that what you bring to the table is unique and valuable. Even if the world doesn't always see it at first, you know that you have something powerful to offer. But faith in yourself isn't just about talent or what you bring to the table. It's about perseverance. It's about showing up day after day, even when things get tough. It's about putting in the work, even when it feels like the results are nowhere in sight. It's about having the courage to keep going when the world tells you to quit. You know, people often look at successful people and think they have it easy, but success doesn't happen overnight. It's not about luck. It's about consistency. It's about resilience. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it. Faith in yourself means believing in your ability to keep going even when things are tough. Let me tell you, there were plenty of days in my career when I felt like giving up. There were plenty of days when I felt like I wasn't making any progress. But I kept going. I kept showing up. I kept believing in myself even when no one else did. And I want you to understand this. Success isn't guaranteed by the external circumstances. It's guaranteed by your belief in yourself and your willingness to keep pushing forward. Now, there's something else I need you to understand. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you won't have doubt. Doubt is part of the process. The key is to not let doubt stop you. When doubts creep in, as they inevitably will, remind yourself of who you are. Remind yourself of your potential. Remind yourself of everything you've already overcome. You are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you know. I want to ask you something. What would happen if you really believed in yourself? What would happen if you stopped doubting your abilities and started acting as if you were worthy of every success that comes your way? How would your life change if you embraced your full potential and stopped hiding behind fear and insecurity? Faith in yourself is a choice. It's a choice to stop letting doubt control your life. It's a choice to start believing that you have everything you need to succeed. You are enough. And when you realize that, when you truly believe that with all your heart, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. So the next time you find yourself questioning whether you're good enough, whether you can make it, remember this: you are. You always have been, and you always will be. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is your belief in yourself. Now, Go out there and show the world who you really are. Because when you have faith in yourself, there's nothing you can do. Now, let's dive into something that many of us struggle with. Faith in the process. When you're working toward your dreams, it's easy to get discouraged when things don't happen as quickly as you want. We live in a world that values instant gratification, and we often expect things to fall into place the moment we decide to start. But let me tell you, the journey to success is rarely a straight line. It's full of ups and downs, twists and turns, and moments when you feel like giving up. But this is where faith in the process becomes so critical. Faith in the process is about trusting that even when things aren't moving as quickly as you'd like, or when the results aren't immediately apparent, you are still on the right path. It's about understanding that every step, every setback, every challenge is part of the bigger picture. And even when you can't see the end result, you have to trust that it's coming and it will be worth it. I've had my fair share of moments where I felt like I wasn't making any progress. There were times when I felt like I was putting in all this hard work, but nothing seemed to be happening. I was auditioning, I was practicing, I was trying to improve, but it seemed like all my efforts were for nothing. It felt like I was stuck in a cycle of trying and failing, with no sign of success. But here's what I've learned. Faith in the process isn't about seeing immediate results. It's about trusting that the seeds you plant today will eventually grow into something amazing tomorrow. Success is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about putting in the work, staying committed, and understanding that the process will take time. And when you trust the process, you can stay motivated through the tough times, knowing that your efforts will pay off eventually. It's so easy to get discouraged when you don't see instant results. I've been there. When you put in hours of hard work and it seems like you're not getting anywhere. But I want you to remember something. Growth doesn't always happen where you can see it. Growth happens beneath the surface. You're planting seeds today that you may not see sprout for months or even years. But if you give up before those seeds have a chance to grow, you'll never experience the fruit of your labor. Trusting the process means staying committed to your journey, even when the results aren't clear. It means having the courage to keep moving forward when everything around you feels uncertain. I know it's tough. It's hard to keep going when you can't see the finish line. It's hard to keep pushing when you feel like you've been working for so long and haven't gotten the recognition or results you want. But here's the truth. The road to success is not about instant recognition. It's about perseverance. It's about dedication. It's about putting in the work, even when no one is watching. In the early years of my acting career, I didn't get the roles I wanted. I didn't land the jobs that I thought would be my big break, but I didn't give up. I kept showing up. I kept practicing. I kept auditioning. It was all part of the process. And guess what? Those auditions, those rejections, those setbacks, they shaped me. They made me stronger. They taught me the value of persistence, and they prepared me for the success that was eventually going to come. Faith in the process is about trusting that everything you're doing is building towards something greater than you can imagine. It's about knowing that even when you're not seeing results in the moment, you're still on the right path. I'll be honest with you, there were times when I thought I was wasting my time, when I thought I was stuck in a dead-end job or career, but I kept going. I kept putting one foot in front of the other. And eventually things started to fall into place. Here's something that I want you to really understand. Nothing in life is wasted. Every step you take, every piece of knowledge you gain, every experience you have, it all matters. Even if you don't understand how it fits into the bigger picture, trust that it's building your foundation for something greater. Nothing is wasted. Look at the story of Thomas Edison. We all know him as the inventor of the light bulb, but do you know how many times he failed before he got it right? Thousands. Thousands of experiments that didn't work. Thousands of moments when he could have said, this is never going to happen, but he didn't. He trusted the process. He kept working, and eventually he succeeded. When you look at your journey, remember that it's not about the destination. It's about what you learn along the way. It's about who you become in the process. And the process will teach you lessons that will shape you into the person you need to be for the success that's coming. Faith in the process also means understanding that setbacks are not the end of the road. They're just bumps along the way. In fact, they may even be guiding you to the right path. Every failure, every mistake, every setback is teaching you something important. It's teaching you how to grow, how to adjust, and how to become better. I want to tell you that the process will be messy. It won't be perfect. You'll face challenges. You'll feel frustrated. There will be times when you feel like giving up. But let me tell you this, your breakthrough is often right on the other side of your biggest challenge. You are closer than you think. So the next time you find yourself feeling frustrated, remember this: trust the process. Trust that what you're doing right now is shaping your future. Trust that the work you're putting in today will pay off tomorrow. And most importantly, trust that every step, even the difficult ones, is preparing you for the success that's on the way. Don't rush the process. Trust that it's happening in its own time, and that you are becoming the person you need to be along the way. The key is to stay committed. Stay persistent, stay focused. The process is your teacher, your guide, and your foundation. And when you trust it, you'll see that it leads you to places you never imagined, and the success you're working so hard for will eventually become your reality. We've talked about faith in a higher power, faith in yourself, and faith in the process. But there's one more kind of faith that is just as important: faith in others. You see, no one succeeds alone. No one climbs the mountain of success without help. The people you surround yourself with will either lift you up or pull you down. They will either encourage you to push forward or plant seeds of doubt in your mind. And that's why you have to choose wisely. I want you to take a moment and think about the people in your life, the ones you spend the most time with, the ones you share your dreams with. Are they building you up or tearing you down? Are they pushing you to be better, or are they holding you back? Let me tell you something. Your circle matters. The people you surround yourself with will influence your mindset, your habits, and even your level of success. If you're constantly around people who doubt you, who don't believe in your vision, who tell you to play it safe, you will start to internalize that. You will start to shrink your own dreams just to fit into their small expectations. But when you surround yourself with people who believe in you, people who challenge you, people who see your potential even when you don't, something incredible happens. You start to believe in yourself even more. You start to push harder. You start to realize that your dreams are possible, because you're around people who refuse to let you settle for less. Think about the greats. Think about the most successful people in the world. Do you think they did it alone? Absolutely not. They had mentors, teachers, supporters, people who pushed them when they wanted to quit. I remember early in my career, there were people who saw something in me before I even saw it in myself. I was still finding my way, still trying to figure out who I was as an actor, and there were moments of doubt, moments when I thought maybe this wasn't for me. But then I had mentors, directors, friends who told me, keep going. You've got something special, you belong here. And that kind of belief, that kind of faith, it's powerful. And that's what I want you to have in your life. People who believe in you even on the days you don't believe in yourself. People who will hold you accountable, who will tell you the truth, who will remind you of your greatness when you forget. But here's the thing. It's not just about finding those people. It's also about being that person for someone else. Who in your life needs encouragement? Who in your circle has a dream but is afraid to go after it? Be the person who speaks life into others. Be the one who says, I believe in you. I see your potential. I know you can do this. Because sometimes all someone needs is one person to believe in them before they find the courage to believe in themselves. Now, this is important. Having faith in others does not mean trusting just anyone. Not everyone deserves access to your dream. There will be people who don't understand your vision, People who will doubt you, discourage you, or even try to sabotage your success. And that's why you have to be intentional about who you let into your inner circle. Not everyone can go where you're going. Some people will fall away naturally. Others, you might have to distance yourself from because they no longer align with the person you are becoming. And that's okay. That's part of growth. I want you to think of your life like a plane taking off. When a plane is preparing to fly, it has to drop excess weight. If it's too heavy, it won't get off the ground. The same is true for you. If you're carrying relationships that are weighing you down, people who are filling your mind with negativity and doubt, you won't be able to take off. So choose wisely. Choose people who challenge you, who inspire you, who make you want to be better. Choose people who aren't afraid to tell you the truth, who will celebrate your victories and push you through your struggles. And in return, be that for someone else. Be the kind of friend, the kind of mentor, the kind of supporter that you would want in your own life. Because at the end of the day, we rise together. Surround yourself with the right people, and there will be no limit to how far you can go. We've talked about faith in a higher power, faith in yourself, faith in the process, and faith in others. But there's one final piece to this puzzle, faith in the bigger picture. Because let me tell you something, your life is not just about you. Your purpose is greater than you. Your dreams, your goals, your struggles, even your successes, they're all part of something much bigger. Sometimes we get so caught up in our own plans, our own timelines, that we forget that there is a greater purpose behind everything we go through, every challenge, every delay, every moment of doubt. It's all shaping you for something bigger than you could ever imagine. Think about this. What if the struggles you're facing right now aren't just for you? What if they're preparing you to help someone else? What if your story, your journey, your experiences are meant to inspire, to guide, to uplift someone who will one day walk the same path? When you start to see your life through that lens, everything changes. Because now you're not just working for success, you're working for impact. Let me tell you a story. There was a time early in my career when I didn't know if I was on the right path. I was trying to figure it out, trying to navigate a world that didn't always seem like it had a place for me. And then something happened. I started to realize that it wasn't just about me. My success wasn't just for me. My struggles weren't just for me. It was about the people watching me, the people who needed to see that it was possible. And the same is true for you. There are people watching you right now, people looking up to you, people who need to see you keep going so they can believe it's possible for them too. Faith in the bigger picture means understanding that your life has meaning beyond just what you can see right now. It means trusting that every closed door, every setback, every unexpected turn is part of a divine design. Now, I know it's hard to believe that when you're in the middle of the storm. When you're struggling, when things aren't making sense, it's easy to ask, why is this happening to me? But let me challenge you to shift your perspective. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what is this teaching me? How is this preparing me? Who will this help one day? Because I promise you, nothing in your life is wasted. Not the pain, not the setbacks, not the moments of doubt. Every piece of your journey is being used for a greater purpose. You might not see it right now, but one day you will. One day you'll look back and realize that every challenge was necessary. Every detour was intentional, and every moment of struggle was shaping you into the person you were meant to be. And when you have faith in the bigger picture, you stop stressing over things you can't control. You stop trying to force your own timeline and start trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it's supposed to. Listen, your purpose is bigger than you. Your dreams are bigger than just personal success. They are meant to impact others. So don't get discouraged when things don't happen exactly the way you planned. Because the truth is, sometimes what we think we want is not nearly as great as what's actually meant for us. Sometimes we're chasing small dreams when God, the universe, whatever you believe in, is preparing something so much bigger than we could ever imagine. So trust the journey, trust the purpose, trust that everything you're going through is leading you somewhere greater. And most importantly, never forget that your life is meant to inspire others. The way you push through, the way you persevere, the way you keep believing, that's going to be someone else's motivation one day. So don't just chase success, chase impact. Don't just focus on the destination, embrace the mission. Because you, my friend, are part of something much bigger than you even realize. And when you have faith in that, there's no limit to what you can achieve. We've talked about faith in a higher power, faith in yourself, faith in the process, faith in others, and faith in the bigger picture. Now, it all comes down to this: what are you going to do with it? Because faith is not just something you talk about, faith is something you act on. You can have all the belief in the world, but if you're not willing to step out, to take risks, to move forward, even when you don't have all the answers, then what's the point? See, it's easy to have faith when things are going well, when the opportunities are lining up, when life is smooth. But the real test of faith, it comes when things aren't working out the way you expected. It comes when you've been working hard and still don't see results. It comes when the dream you're chasing feels further away than ever. That's when faith has to kick in. That's when you have to make a decision. Are you going to let doubt win? Or are you going to keep walking, keep pushing, keep believing? Let me tell you something. Fear and faith cannot operate in the same space. You have to choose. Are you going to walk in faith, or are you going to walk in fear? Because fear will keep you stuck. Fear will keep you small. Fear will convince you that you're not good enough, that you're not ready, that you should wait for the perfect moment. But faith will make you move before you're ready. Faith will make you step into rooms that scare you. Faith will push you toward greatness, even when you can't see the full picture. The greatest people in history, whether it was in business, in sports, in leadership, they all had one thing in common. They acted on faith. They took steps before they had all the answers. They believed in something greater than themselves. They understood that faith is not about certainty, it's about movement. Think about Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. He could have quit. He could have stopped at failure number 100, 500, 1,000, but he didn't, because he had faith in the process. Think about Oprah Winfrey, who was told early in her career that she wasn't fit for television. She could have let that rejection define her, but she didn't, because she had faith in herself. Think about Michael Jordan, who was cut from his high school basketball team. He could have accepted that he wasn't good enough, but he didn't, because he had faith in his potential. Now I ask you, what are you going to do with your faith? Are you going to let doubt stop you? Are you going to let fear hold you back? Or are you going to walk forward step by step, even when you don't have all the answers? Because the truth is, you don't have to see the whole staircase to take the first step. So I challenge you, step out, move forward, trust that if you do your part, everything else will fall into place. But understand this, faith without work is dead. You can believe all you want, but if you're not willing to put in the effort, to grind, to sacrifice, then faith alone won't take you anywhere. Faith and action go hand in hand. You pray, and then you work. You believe, and then you act. You trust, and then you move. And when you do that, doors will open, opportunities will come, the things you thought were impossible will start to happen. But you have to be bold enough to take the first step. You have to be strong enough to keep going when it gets tough. You have to believe that the vision placed inside of you is not there by accident. So my final message to you is this: walk by faith, not by sight. Don't wait until everything makes sense. Don't wait until you have all the answers. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment is now. You have everything you need to get started. You have everything you need to become the person you were meant to be, but you have to move. You have to trust. You have to step forward, even when the path isn't clear. Because when you do, that's when miracles happen. That's when breakthroughs come. That's when you step into the life you were always meant to live. So go out there, walk in faith, chase your dreams, believe in the bigger picture, and never let doubt stop you from becoming everything you were created to be. Because you, my friend, were born for something great. And the world is waiting for you to step into it.